Yeah.
This is how it went down. I was one of the very first artists ever on Stretch and Bobbito show.
Okay.
Right? So, but before they show,
Big ups.
I was on Red Alert. I actually experienced my song, my first record, very first record at the Homicide again. It was being played on 98.7 Kiss by Red Alert, weekly rotation. And then Hank Love, DNA Hank Love show was the first ones to play the record before it made it to Red Alert. So I want to give them a shout out too, because to me they was like the true underground cast that exposed a lot of artists, and they never get the proper credits that they deserve through the years. A lot of times, people always picked up Red Alert and Mr. Magic, and everybody knows them too, and much respect to them, because they definitely opened the doors for many, many artists. And I understand, but Hank Love and them, they was around since the early 80s, and they exposed people, like you heard for the first time, like Ultramagnetic, Super Level C, Casanova Rudd, myself. You had a lot of dudes that I never heard nowhere else. When I heard their show, and you turn on other radio shows, you heard songs on their show that you never heard on these other radio shows.
They was breaking artists.
They really was doing it, and they was doing make it or break it, like Star for the Night, call in, you can play your demo. So they was giving people demos chances to get heard. And they were doing that, and people was, breaking artists. They didn't have deals, and they just, yo, this is my tape, we're gonna send it, we're gonna let the crowd call in and tell you what you think, that kind of thing. So but I didn't start off with a demo, but our first record, they exposed it, and that was my first online air radio. But to fast forward, 1990, the second show of Stretch and Bobbito, 1990, I was invited. I didn't show up. The third night, the third air that they had, aired show on their show was the first night I was there. And then when I was rhyming with Large Professor, who I met at Pete Rock House, hanging with my DJ E. Kim at the time, and my man Denique. And we was hanging with E. Kim, and E. Kim was hanging with Dr. Butcher, DJs, hanging with each other, scratching, doing their tricks, and just hanging around. But we was there at Large Professor House, who I met Large Professor. And he only had that one song, Watch Roger Do His Thing. He had a video, album wasn't out yet, none of that. So we remember him. When I came to the radio show, he was down there. Oh, I remember you from. So we rhymed together. Me, him, Joe Fatal, and this other cat, I forgot his name. But the rhyme that I said, 1990, became the verse that you hear on Yes You May. The original that got me the rhyme of the month in the Source magazine.
Okay.
The rhyme that he said, he was writing on paper. The rhyme he said on air was the verse that you heard, that you hear now on Live at the Barbecue.
Wow.
That's his story. Now I'm just saying, if you don't believe me, you can go Google Stretch and Bobbito interviews, because they date their freestyles, and they mention that. And they dated. First P night is, I forgot the exact date, but it's November. I remember it was November. It might be like November 21st or something, but 1990. And that's the first night I was there. So now, to get back to that, and I'm sorry for dragging it on.
I'm not. You tell a mean story.
I just feel like I just want to say a lot of history, because I don't know if you agree, but I feel like I've been one of them cats that people always say they've been people underrated. Underrated. No matter what I accomplish, somehow people don't
want to sleep on that. They don't want to make full acknowledgement of what you did.
So who knows your story better than you? The lifeline is on me now. Let me spread the story and hope y'all just know. But anyway, so this is what happened. I was on Big Beat Records. The reason why I got the deal was because I was rhyming on Stretch and them show. From that episode, the first time they was there, Stretch Armstrong was the A&R Big Beat Records. Bobbito was working promotion at Def Jam. Both of them was interested in me when they heard me rhyming. They gave me cards. Stretch Armstrong was the first one to get on. They called me next day, yo, what's good with you? Like, yo, you got a deal with thing? Like, I was like, nah, I made a record before. Let the Homicide Again came out in '88. But yeah, they played my music. Right. And I became a part of this show when a lot of people don't really know that. How I became a part of the show, you could go back and you could ask Stretch and Bob yourself. I became a part of this show because I had a lot of old school tapes. When I say old school, I'm talking L Brothers, Cold Crush, Fantastic Five, Treacherous 3, Jazzy Five, Foursome C's, Busy Bee, Spoonie G, Bambaataa, Infinity Machine. Like, I had all that kind of, the pioneers, the early days of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
But he said it all fast, so the cats with the cell phones can't take notes. You know
well, I'm hoping y'all listening.
Y'all gotta download it later and check the show out.
This is the foundation. I'm talking about the people that created hip hop, Kool Herc, live party tapes back then, because there was no YouTube, there was no internet. So if you came to a jam, that's what we called it. You bought your radio if it was outside in parks, because that's how it all started. First, Cool Herc, and then it spread it all around, and then people just coming showing up with their box, standing next to speakers, with recording everything that was going on, people rhyming and recording it. But the smartest thing, see, when people know me for selling mixtapes, but that was something that was practiced from way back, because that's what Bam and Herc, Flash, and all of them did that. They recorded their show when they was doing their thing. The next party they do, they was there talking about, yeah, we got the last jam we do, or we got this party we rocked on the boat at, Treacher's 3th anniversary with Cold Crush and all that kind of stuff. So I had that, I grew up with that kind of stuff. So by the time,
let me throw something in real quick.
Yes.
Because a couple of days ago I saw an article about the original street CD distribution networks that was hand to hand and stuff.
Yes.
And basically the cat that was giving the interview, his name was Fess.
Yes.
Shouted you out like basically P was one of the pioneers of that too.
Posting up on the block.
Cats
This is New York.
Yeah.
I was selling cassette tapes first before CDs.
See this before
Cassette
the CD era.
tapes. Yo, it's crazy that Stone Stove threw last weekend, they threw something they called the pop-up tape. It was strictly for cassettes. It was no turntables. There's 2 cassette decks and a mixer. And guess what? Everybody had to bring cassettes and cue it up and play, and it was dope. J-Rock killed it, but guess who showed up with a Percee P cassette tape, which I don't even own right now? Rhettmatic. He got on and played my shit, and it was clear copy. I was listening to see the quality, and it was clean. I was like, oh man, you gotta burn me a copy, because I remember how at the end of my tape, so I don't have dead air, space, I just ended it all the space on the end of the tape with drops that I got from places like Rocksteady, University Zulu, from different cats, and I need them.
Right.
Because I want to maybe put that back out on something, to drop
together with some
audio.
Yeah.
So Rhettmatic, if you hear me, you were talking about that. But